guys, happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you're doing well. Okay, so this is kind of a history, English, art video that we're doing today, and I hope that you have fun with it. It's something that's a little bit different than anything that we've ever done before. So I want you to go ahead and take out this page right here that says listening comprehension. That's what we're going to start with. So you have this page that says listening comprehension with some questions that you're going to be answering. And then you have this page that you're going to be decorating, and I'll explain each one as we go along. But first of all, we're going to start with this page. Today, I'm going to read you a story. It's a true story, historical story, about someone from one of the first Thanksgivings that we ever had. And you're going to learn about her in the story. And while you are listening to the story, you need to take notes in this box right here. From the notes that you take in this box, you are going to answer the questions on this page. And I'll explain to you what you're going to do with those answers in just a minute. But first, let's talk about how you take notes. So first of all, while you're listening, now notice you need to take notes on what I'm saying. It says while listening, and then you have some bullet points. So while you're listening, fill in these bullet points. While listening, take notes on names, so that's the first bullet point, dates, places, order of events, repeated words or phrases. So those are 5 things that you should really be focusing on while you're listening. So if you hear a date, jot it down. If you hear someone's name, write down their name and who they are, okay? So in the first box, you should have these for your notes. Now that's your practice with notes that are written on the board. But I'm not writing anything on the board. So now in the next box, it says, when taking notes, remember to, and now I'm going to tell you what to do. You have 3 bullet points. So you need to take notes on these 3 things. The first thing that you need to remember to do is to list out your notes and put them in bullet points. That keeps it nice and simple. So I used hyphens right here. On your page, you have bullet points for examples, okay? Use bullet points. Just put a little dot and then write what you're going to say. So list out your notes, put it in a list, use bullet points. Use phrases rather than sentences. So that's the second thing. So number 2, use phrases rather than sentences. Don't write a complete sentence. That's going to take you more time. Just write a little bit. Just write the main idea, okay? And then the last thing, number 3, abbreviate. Abbreviate. So instead of writing out the whole word, write just enough so that you know what it is that you're saying and put a punto, okay? So you don't need to write the whole word. For example, a lot of people, if they're taking notes and they're writing with, they'll just write a W and a slash, and they know that that means with, con, okay? So you can even make up your own abbreviations as long as you remember what it is you're trying to say. Okay? So that's what notes should look like. I'm going to read the story 2 times. So the first time, listen and take notes. The second time, as you listen again, I want you to keep thinking about the main idea of the passage. So what's the main idea of what I'm reading? Then I want you to identify any critical supporting details. So you have the main idea, what things are important that show you that that's the main idea, so important details. And then fill in any gaps from the first time I read it, so anything that you might have missed the first time. Okay, here we go. Ready? Pencil ready. First reading. Sarah Josepha Hale. The celebration of the American Thanksgiving can be traced back to the first feast by the Pilgrims of Plymouth in 1621. However, the national holiday began just over 150 years ago at the height of the Civil War. Our modern celebration of Thanksgiving, in large part, is thanks to one exceptional American woman. The traditions that we enjoy today can be credited to Sarah Josepha Hale. Hale was a novelist and poet from New Hampshire. She was extremely successful at a time when opportunities for women were limited. After publishing books and serving as the editor of an influential magazine, she took on the cause of making Thanksgiving a national holiday. In 1846, she began a campaign for a national Thanksgiving holiday. She spread the word about Thanksgiving and the value of celebrating our blessings in her magazine. She wrote articles about Thanksgiving traditions and meals. She also wrote countless letters to government officials, including the President of the United States. Sarah Josepha Hale's efforts were finally recognized in 1863. President Lincoln declared the last Thursday in November as a National Day of Thanksgiving. After nearly 20 years of lobbying, Sarah Josepha Hale had created a holiday that families across America and across the world still celebrate today. Okay, that was the first time. How did you do? You might have gone, Miss Ashley, you're going too fast. Well, that's how your professors are going to speak in the university, and some of you are getting closer and closer to the days when you're going to go, so you have to be prepared. All right, I'm going to read it one more time. Ready? See if you can fill in what you missed. Sarah Josepha Hale. The celebration of the American Thanksgiving can be traced back to the first feast by the Pilgrims of Plymouth in 1621. However, the national holiday began just over 150 years ago, at the height of the Civil War. Our modern celebration of Thanksgiving, in large part, is thanks to one exceptional American woman. The traditions that we enjoy today can be credited to Sarah Josepha Hale. Hale was a novelist and poet from New Hampshire. She was extremely successful at a time when opportunities for women were limited. After publishing books and serving as the editor of an influential magazine, she took on the cause of making Thanksgiving a national holiday. In 1846, she began a campaign for a national Thanksgiving holiday. She spread the word about Thanksgiving and the value of celebrating our blessings in her magazine. She wrote articles about Thanksgiving traditions and meals. She also wrote countless letters to government officials, including the President of the United States. Sarah Josepha Hale's efforts were finally recognized in 1863. President Lincoln declared the last Thursday in November as a National Day of Thanksgiving. After nearly 20 years of lobbying, Sarah Josepha Hale had created a holiday that families across America and even the world still celebrate today. All right, so you should have plenty of notes filling up this box. You're going to use that, oops, just lost my paper. 1 second. Okay, and I'm back. So you're going to use those notes that you took to answer the questions on this page. So it says, answer the questions below based on the passage, Sarah Josepha Hale. Be sure to reference your notes when answering each question. Then use your answers on this worksheet to design your pop art turkey. All right, so let me explain how you're going to do that. It says, for example, number 1, what is one reason that Sarah Josepha Hale is considered exceptional? Then you have choices A, B, or C. You're going to answer that question, then go over to your turkey. Your turkey says, use this key in combination with the answers you selected about Sarah Josepha Hale to design the turkey below. Once you have drawn the patterns in the correct place, you can then color it however you choose. If the space is blank, you can color it any solid color you want to. So notice that each space has a number. For example, this is number 1. So it's talking about this space here, not the turkey part, this space, okay? So each space is defined by a black line. See, this is space 2, this is space 3, this is space 5 right here, space 6, 7, This is 4. Okay, so you have a blank space here. The feet are blank. These two parts of the tail are blank. This part here is blank. So you can color those parts. Oops, sorry, I wasn't really holding it up well. Anyway, you can color those parts that don't have a number any color that you want to. Let's look at number 1 again. So your choices are A, B, or C. If the answer to number 1 is A, then you need to decorate the space with this pattern. If the answer is B, with this pattern. If the answer is C, with either one of these patterns. So lines up and down or lines across. And again, you can color it however you want to, but you need to draw that pattern in the space. Okay? For number 2, your choices are D, E, and F. So those are your choices for D, E, and F. If number 2 is D, you'll use that pattern. So not through his head, round it. If it's E, you'll use the diagonal lines. If it's F, okay, it's hard to see. I don't know why that happened, but you have diagonal lines going the other way. I don't think you can see it at all in the video. No, you can't. If you look at your copy, you might be able to see the dotted lines. I'm not sure. But it's slanted lines that go the other way. So E goes this way, F goes this way. Okay? Sorry about that. I don't know why it came out hard to see. Okay, and then the only one that's kind of different is number 7 down at the bottom. It says, what is one thing that you learned about Thanksgiving? So this is up to you, what you learned. So transfer your answer to the turkey shape in space 7, then color the space any color. So you'll write your answer first on this page. Whoops. First on this page down at the bottom, then you'll write it again on this page. Okay? So that's what you need to do to color in your turkey. Make sure that you do a nice job and that you answer the questions accurately so your turkey comes out correctly. And that is your art grade for this week. Have fun, and let me know if you have any questions, okay? Enjoy your day. Love you. Bye.